most of the pads end up being around sort of wild locations like this. But coming up on T-minus 8 minutes, I think it's another good time for check-in with John.
Thank you, Shiva. T-minus just over 8 minutes to the first test flight of Starship. Currently, we are pressurizing second stage. We are also closing out liquid oxygen and fuel header loads on the second stage. We're also getting ready for propellant load tank pressurization on the first stage. In fact, we are just now closing out header tank load on the second stage. Now with the header tanks loaded and closed out, that means we're down to just the first stage to finish loading. That'll finish about T-minus 3 minutes. And at that point, when both stages are loaded, we will have the 10 million pounds of liquid propellant on board. Now in the next few minutes, the guidance system will begin its final alignment for flight during a quiet period when the rocket's not doing anything. Automated flight termination system will be armed, and a final TVC checkout will be performed. Those are the engine wiggles, and hopefully we'll be able to see that with the cameras underneath the vehicle and maybe even the second stage engines. And there's a view looking underneath the super heavy first stage with the 33 Raptor engines. Now, a reminder as we continue counting down, if we do need to hold, the point where we hold the clock would be at T-minus 40 seconds. We can pause there. Typically in the past, if we need a little bit more time to finish final checkouts or do some pressurization of the onboard storage tanks, that's where we would hold. But currently, we're not hearing a need to hold, so at 6 minutes, 27 seconds, everything looks good. And of course, Cape Shiva, as we get close, we're going to get into the engine ignition sequence of 33 Raptors, and that's going to be something new for everybody.
I cannot wait.
Y'all ready?
So, for those of you that are familiar with how we launch Falcon 9 rockets, you probably know that we light all 9 of those first stage Merlin 1D engines all at once. It's pretty different than what we do, or what we're attempting to do today. We're actually going to be igniting those 33 engines in banks or clusters, and that sequence starts at T-minus 6 seconds.
Yeah, and the ignition sequence is a little bit different, both in terms of the timing and also the ignition method. So on Falcon 9, we use a chemical called PTAB. It's a pyrophoric material, so that means when you mix the two together, it produces a flame that kicks off that green characteristic spark on Falcon 9 missions. But actually on Starship, we use electrical ignition systems. Many of those are integrated on the ground system here. And the electrical ignition, we start lighting the banks at T-minus 6 seconds, and then over the next 4 seconds, the 3 sets of banks will ignite and eventually bring the booster up to a thrust to weight greater than 1, and hopefully ascent.
Super exciting. Like you said, pretty different from our Falcon 9 launches, and so this will be the first time that any of us have gotten to see this type of integrated test flight with both the Starship and the Super Heavy booster.
Everyone's here as you get into T-minus 5 minutes.
I want to remind everyone that success today is everything.
Yeah, this Sunday, it's like a
From today's success is anything that we learned that helps improve the future goals of Starship. If we lift off and clear the pad, we're calling that a win.
A great shot of the pad there, a great shot of the quick disconnect on the second stage. You can see the frost line on the booster where that methane is fully topped up. I think we're just coming up on the last few minutes here of propellant fill on the booster. Now that quick disconnect is going to separate away as we actually get into the ignition sequence, but it's providing electrical connections now and also providing the propellants that we're loading into the vehicle.
Yeah. We're just now under 4 minutes until liftoff of the Starship flight test. We've been following along for what honestly seems like days and days now, but really it kind of comes down to years. It has been a long time to get to where we are today. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, we have the opportunity to hold, if necessary, at 40 seconds, and we are able to hold there for about 15 minutes, or up to 15 minutes. And so we have
Just a quick reminder, this is a YouTube stream. It is delayed 30 seconds, so T-minus 30 seconds will probably be liftoff on our world.
From the drone, it's nice that the fog is slowly lifting. We get some of the blue skies, hopefully good views. What we're waiting for right now is closeout of propellant loading on the first stage. That should be wrapping up here shortly. In fact, it looks like fuel fill and drain valves are coming closed. That means first stage is fully loaded, second stage fully loaded, and at 10 million pounds of propellant on board the Starship launch vehicle.
I want to take a quick moment to say that the crowd energy here is electric. I feel like it's Falcon Heavy test demo all over again.
And hopefully you'll hear us as we get into the plus count. But right now, next activity is coming up. The flight termination system arms at T-minus 2 minutes. Thrust vector control checkouts at T-minus 2 minutes. Then after that, major activity will be the T-minus 40-second gate. There's a view looking up at the 33 Raptor engines. There are 20 engines in a circle on the outside. And as Shiva said earlier, 13 engines on the center. Those are the ones that gimbal.
Love this view. These are the 33 Raptor engines at the base of the super heavy booster. I think we can see those wiggles now.
We're currently inside 90 seconds. Next major activity, T-minus 40 seconds. That is a gate, a decision point. We're waiting. Possibility the propulsion team may need a few minutes. Flight termination system is armed for flight. We're getting ready for T-minus 1 minute and counting. Next, we'll see as we get past T-minus 40 seconds for final checks of the vehicle. Okay, you can see the clock is recycled. Flight director has called a hold. We are recycling. For the moment, we'll see where they move the clock back to. They could hold at T-minus 40 seconds. They could go to an earlier point. Give us a minute to listen into the nets, and we'll see if we can get you more information to share. John Innsbrucker again here at the Hawthorne webcast desk. We're holding a T-minus 40 seconds. What we've heard so far is we have a couple of issues we're working. One is the booster tank pressurization. Final pressurization was just a little bit long. That's not unusual. We've held a T-minus 40 seconds before to pressurize. That appears to have been resolved at the same time on the second stage. They're working some final purging. We should know very shortly if that is cleared and if we'll continue the countdown.
Everyone, especially that person, is excited to keep going. Like John said, we should know shortly if we are able to continue. But as we mentioned before, we are able to hold up to 15 minutes and still be able to lift off today.
Yeah, on Falcon 9, it's a little bit different. Once we start propellant loading, we pretty much have to go at the targeted time. Otherwise, the propellants can warm up and we may not have the performance for that particular mission profile. It's a little bit different on Starship.
Folks, if I can interrupt.
Yeah.
It looks like they're clearing all the flags, and we're going to release at T-minus 40 seconds.
That is amazing news.
Amazing.
Team working quickly through their issues on first and second stages.
And I'm sure all of the rehearsals and simulations that they've been doing have prepared them to evaluate this data quickly to try to get us in for today's launch attempt.
For those of you just joining, we have a brief hold at the T-minus 40 second mark. The team is resolving one issue with the bleed purge on the stage 2 Raptors. Like John just said, the teams are quickly working that, and it looks like the flags are being cleared as we speak. So we should be able to resume the launch countdown any moment now.
And it's worth noting on Starship that once we resume the countdown, it restarts from the 40-second period, and then we keep going unless another condition pops up. So stick around because Starship could be going here real soon.
Don't walk away, that's for sure. Amusing views here coming to us from Starbase, Texas. As the velocity increases, the density of the atmosphere is decreasing, lessening stress on the vehicle. The call-off next countdown.
Oh my God, look at that. Oh, that is so wild.
Continuing to watch
So 2
the
inches
first stage as we head downrange.
Which way is it going? That's far enough power to go. Oh, wait, what's that?
100 seconds into flight. Our next major activity is going to be shutdown of the first stage. Houston tracking station now acquiring the vehicle. With shutdown, we will get separation of Starship and Super Heavy and ignition of the Starship engines. When Starship separates, We light up 6 engines in a staggered sequence. If all goes well, those 6 engines will burn for almost 6.5 minutes. Onboard view from Starship. And there's views of the engines on the second stage as we prepare for stage separation. Now after stage separation, the first stage will flip and begin a boost back maneuver for landing in the Gulf. Continuing to fly, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Let's get ready for main engine cutoff. Beginning the flip for stage separation.
As of right now, we are awaiting stage separation, where Starship should separate from the Super Heavy booster.
Yeah, Kate, right now it looks like we saw the start of the flip, but obviously we're seeing from the ground cameras the entire Starship stack continuing to rotate. We should have had separation by now. Obviously, this is does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Yeah, it does appear to be spinning, but I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake.
They exploded?
It exploded. It was flipping.
Everyone here absolutely pumped to clear the pad and make it this far into the test flight, the first integrated flight of the booster and the Starship vehicle.
Right there of our control center at Starbase, which we refer to as Star Command. As we said before, obviously we wanted to make it all the way through, but to get this far, honestly, it's been amazing.
Well, if you're just joining us, Starship just experienced what we call a rapid unscheduled disassembly during ascent. Now, this was the development test. It was the first test flight of Starship, and the goal was to gather the data, and as we said, clear the pad and get ready to go again. So you never know exactly what's going to happen. We promise excitement is guaranteed. Starship gave us a rather spectacular test, but it was truly an incredible test thus far.
Now, as we mentioned at the start of today's program, any and all the data that we collected during the test
Don't panic.
will help us with further development of Starship and it's going to improve the vehicle's reliability and space execution of like how we plan.
Awesome.
So, we are 9:26 starts. Humans on this. 9:26 starts tomorrow morning. That's right. That's right.
Good job.
You're going to get no rest at all. You're
All right. Excitement guaranteed. Did not disappoint.
Definitely did not disappoint.
That was amazing.
amazing. This man is a legend. You know.
You're a legend.
Nah, man.
What'd you think, guys? What'd you think?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woo, success.
Woo! What's up? What's up? It's exploding. Yeah. What'd you think? Yeah.
Team on an exciting first integrated flight test of Starship, and of course a shout out to our viewers. We appreciate you joining us, and as always we thank you for your interest in Starship, SpaceX, and your ongoing support. Till next time.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Oh my God. No, we're staying up days for it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Anthony, we'll do that. Yeah.
Concussions.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I know, right?
Freaking wit, dude.
No, start.
Yeah.
That's not yours.
What do you think about the lunch?
You want me to get your iPad?
Yeah.
One of these.
Yeah, go for it.
They have some extra larges.
Oh, they're on the biggest one.
But so it's like gather, there's wares, it's like national. And then they'll take off into the podcast.
Yeah.
And we can just hear it.
Right, we can actually see this. Yeah. Well, this we got to hear.
But man, that shit came raining down. You know?
Talk about falling in the water.
I think so. I think that's the sound we were
What's the
hearing.
sound?
Those popping after,
Oh,
well
the
after it
sound
was
waves,
gone.
huh?
It or just belly flops of massive pieces of metal. You know? Yeah.
Actually, that's a great explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where experience comes in. Like, this guy's like a pilot or something like that.
Introducing Transcend Lineage, the next generation of decking from Trex.
Let me get Anthony on that.
He's down here. I'll go get him.
And available in full on-trend colors. Order samples at